Hello my darlings, my name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I'm going to be doing Leo for you today, the first of your monthly readings for August, and we're going to do you a soulmate reading, and we're going to look at what's in your head space, heart space, their head and heart space. We're going to look at their intentions towards you. We're then going to pull a card which is a throwing the spanner in the works card. It's a sort of English expression for things that are stopping things moving forward. So any obstacles that Spirit wants to just highlight to you, for you and your soulmate. And also we're then going to pull another card with an English expression, which is pulling your socks up card. So this is a card for Spirit just to remind you about what you're doing really well, about moving forward, about sort of things that you might not be aware of around you, or just about being, that reminder about being grateful and happy and in the moment. It's about moving forward again card. And then we're going to pull a near future card for you too. And then I'm going to pull some love messages and some oracle messages for you. So, Leo, let's see first of all what's in your headspace for your soulmate. That one flew out. Wow, what a lovely start. You've got the Ace of Wands. So this is very beautiful. So obviously this is a new start with a new soulmate. It could be a reconciliation with somebody from your past, but as you know with aces, they are completely divinely guided and divinely protected. So that's a very beautiful place to start. I'm being drawn to the trees, so it's something that feels very grounded for you. And you've got this kind of castle there in the background, so it's something that feels like home. Okay, so let's see where we go with this. So what's in your heart space for your soulmate, Leo? Thank you. So, interesting. You've got the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, although this is you're feeling like this is something new, you have in your heart space this feeling of it's your soul protection. It's you've done something for your self-love, and you've carried with it. I always see he's holding there the Three of Swords. So that sort of Three of Swords represents heartbreak, but the swords are separated. You've got the one sword here and the two swords here. So, that for me represents that kind of you're carrying that clarity and that truth with you. And that Ace of Swords is very much about that sort of aha moment of having had clarity. So there is something in your heart that's hurting. Now, I don't know if it's a past relationship and something that you're carrying into this relationship, but we'll move forward and see. So let's see what's in your soulmate's headspace towards you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe they've Ace of Wands come back for reconciliation, and there's something that this is very, you've been desiring it, and it's something you've wanted, but in your heart you're not quite sure because of your self-love. Let's see. So listen, your soulmates, Leo soulmates. So in their headspace, they have the Four of Swords. Okay, so they're very much in a healing space at the moment. They are being quiet in their thoughts. They're being reflective. There's again, you see the Three Swords here are separate. So there's been heartbreak as well on their side. But they have that one sword. They've put down, they've stopped fighting, all right? They've stopped fighting, if that makes sense to you. They've got this one sword of clarity and truth, and there's the window there. There's potentially children involved in this, but their thoughts are very much on you and on family. So they're very reflective at this time. Okay, so this is, I want to look at what's in their heart space for you. Thank you, thank you. Leo's soulmate's heart space for Leo. Thank you, thank you. Oh, how lovely. You've got the Page of Cups. So very much they want to come in. Pages are always about messages and early thoughts about doing things. And so I feel here they want to come in and offer you a form of apology. And maybe this is what this Ace of Wands is about. Or maybe you have something new that you're focusing on, and because you're still holding these feelings of hurt in the Five of Swords, but your soulmate wants to come in and offer you an apology. It is making them feel slightly uncomfortable. That's what that sort of fish out of water means. But they are, and they're standing on their cloak. Now the blue is representative of speaking their truth, and the red obviously is being sort of grounded. So they're kind of stepping forward, but they're doing it in a, they've sort of stopped. They want to speak their truth, but they put their foot on there, so they're nervous about stepping forward, but they want to offer you an apology. That's very clear to me. And they're very serious about it as well. Do you see his face? They've thought long and hard about this. Very serious about how they can do this. They might do it in a way that you might not expect, with the little sort of arm on the hip there. They might do it in a more playful way as opposed to a serious way that you expect, but they're not quite sure how to do it, how to apologise, but they want to apologise. So, you know, do remember that, and do listen if they approach you in a way that you might, you know, it might just be a little, hey, how are you kind of message first of all, rather than a launch straight into how they're feeling about it, and sorry. So now we're going to look at what are their intentions towards you, although we've already seen this Page of Cups. Thank you, that flew out. Yes, communication, Eight of Wands. They want to communicate with you, my darling, and they want to do it from a place of love. You know, these Eight of Wands, it's always about that higher self-guidance, that higher, it's about those receiving messages we receive from Spirit, from our soul, from God, from the universe. It's about them wanting to come forward in the right way to you from a soul place, from a love place. So that's really, really gorgeous to see. Now we're going to do the throwing the spanner in the works card. So what might be stopping this? What might be, okay, so immediately I've got fear, all right? So I've got the King of Swords and the Moon card, all right? So the King of Swords, you know, those swords again, they're symbolic of that battle that people have, we have within us, within, you know, other people have within themselves. It's that sort of challenge between the kind of what to do and how to do it. It's a kind of logical thinking thing. It does also talk about clarity and change, but they're in that logical space right now in their heart that, you know, they're healing, all right? They're going through this healing. Give them all the time and the space they need, because that healing process is a very important time. You know, in their heart space, they want to offer you this Page of Cups. They're not quite sure, and it is from the right place with the Eight of Wands. But this is kind of what's stopping this wheel from turning at the moment. This is the kind of throwing the spanner in the works card. All right, and so allow them to sit in this space. They are thinking a lot. There's lots of feathers around them. They're getting a lot of spiritual guidance. Okay, this is all part of this journey with them. I always sort of see these journeys as, you know, a bit like watching a movie, and we don't really understand certain scenes in the movie, but we do when we get to the end. So, and God, the universe, always tells us at exactly the right time that we need to know. So maybe this is a need to know for you at the moment, just to give them that time. They are very much being guided by Spirit. And this is a very grounding time for them as well, this time of reflection. They're quite closed off at the moment. This is, I'm seeing here with this jacket and these sort of buttons across, it's sort of, they've kind of closed themselves off. They perhaps need some work on their heart chakra, but again, that'll all happen at the right time. And it's all driven by fears, my darling. It's all driven by fear at the moment. You know, the moon represents the fears, but I tell you something else. I do like the moon card because it says an awful lot. Yes, it's about fears, but it's also about that, your soul's sort of pushing you. The pull of the moon is your soul asking you to listen. It's a never-ending, it's like the tides, it's like the waves, the water with the moon. It's a constant pull, and so this is their soul guiding them. Now, what I love about this particular moon card, you know, it's almost like you've got these wolves here, and there's a story of the two wolves that live inside us. There's the fear wolf, and then there's the love wolf, and the wolf that leads the pack is the wolf you feed. So if somebody's feeding their fear wolf, that's what's leading the pack. But even though they're scared, they're still being driven by their soul. you know, and this lobster here coming out of the water. These periods of time that we're all given when we go through this dark night of the soul, this uncomfortable period in our lives when we go within, lobsters only shift and change when they have to. When they're made to feel so uncomfortable, they have to grow out of their skins. And this is just a reminder from Spirit for you that this is, you know, what your soulmate is going through at the moment, and potentially what you're going through as well, because there's still this Five of Swords here. And these are towers, for me, always represent those sort of conditioned behaviours, behaviours that we all have from past hurts or just things in our childhood we don't even know we're carrying around with this conditioned behaviours that trigger in us a way of behaving, and soulmates are brought in for us to help us trigger those conditioned behaviours, to try and get us to release them. So this is all part of that. But again, with this moon card, you see behind the moon is the sun. So it's about being drawn towards your soul's greatest good, your soul's happiness. And sometimes that journey can be a little dark and a little bit fearful, but it's very clearly laid out for you by Spirit. So that's beautiful. So that's just to explain where, you know, where your soulmate is, and also where I feel you are to a certain extent as well at the moment. Now we're going to do your pull your socks up card from Spirit and see. Thank you for Leo. There we go. Well, how about this? Two of Cups, my darling. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're knowing at the moment, it's true. Okay? Only you know, and only your soulmate knows. And when you have that knowing, a bit like knowing your name, that's your soul talking to you. It's not a hope, it's not a belief, it's a knowing. And you have a knowing, your spirits are reminding you, you have a knowing about your soulmate, okay? You have a knowing. You see, first of all, they're completely connected, all right? So energetically, you're completely connected. Sometimes you might be picking up on their emotions and vice versa. You talk to each other in the 5D, in dreams. Also, the thing about these soulmates, as I've said to you before, okay, so soulmates, we have a particular intense feeling with our soulmates. And so God brings soulmates together to help each other trigger old past hurts and wounds. And so this is what's happening, and that's represented by this snake here, these two entwined snakes. And snakes are a sign of rebirth and transformation because they shed their skins. There is a lot of love there between you, all right? It may not be obvious at this time, but there is a lot of love there. And this takes great strength. This is the lion here, you know, great strength to go through this journey with your soulmate, but it is very divinely guided. And although you may not be having an awful lot of communication in the 3D with them, you are certainly in the 5D. And it's a call for you always to speak your truth, but to do it from a place of love. That's, she's dressed in blue. This is you as the divine feminine, okay? So it's just a reminder from Spirit to say, you know what it is, and don't question. It's about having trust, faith, and knowing in God, okay? These soulmate connections, they are very divinely protected and divinely guided. All right, and now I'm going to do you what's coming into your near future at the moment. Thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so this is just beautiful. Okay, so you have, just put my light on again. You have the Death card, which I love to see here, and you have the Queen of Wands, all right? So I'm going to talk about the Death card first of all. So the Death card in this situation is about the end of an old cycle, beginning of a new cycle. It's about a new way of thinking, all right? Nothing can stop the Death card from, it tramples in the other cards. It's sort of what it is sort of here, it sort of tramples over the King, all right? It's about that transformation, those do you see in the background, those are those same towers that are in the Moon card, which I talk about being conditioned behaviours. It's about coming away from that and having that new way of thinking, understanding triggers that have happened in your life, understanding why they're happening, understanding and sitting back and observing anything that's happened to you now and saying, why is this happening for me, not why is this happening to me? And so I'm really pleased to see this here. And you're coming more towards this awakening and this spiritual understanding. And with that, this is the Queen of Wands. This is a beautiful card to have. You know, wands are, as I said, symbolic of passion and desires and creativity and energy. What I love here is you've got the sunflower here. And I've just done a post-it about sunflowers, and it's that lovely sort of story that, you know, sunflowers face the light, but when it's a darker time, they turn to each other to share their light and energy. And I always see soul family, people that come into our lives at exactly the right time they're meant to come in, to, you know, share that love and light and energy. And so you very much have that connection with spirit, with soul family, whoever's around you. It's part of your life. You know, she's holding it there, and she's holding it there with her left hand, which is her receiving hand. So you're very much receiving in from the universe all the extraordinary gifts that they're giving you. You know, you've got your wand. You know what you want. You are also in receiving mode. You're not standing up. You're sitting there and allowing this all to happen. You've got strength. You know, do you see here these two lions here? You've got great strength and great courage, and you've got this cat which represents your intuition, your soul, your higher self, and you're manifesting. You know, with all this stuff around you here, you're manifesting, and you're happy. This is coming in for you. This happiness. So I absolutely love to see that. I'm going to do some clarifiers for you. And I'm using my Tarot Nefertari, as I said, which means beautiful companion in Egyptian. So let's see what messages, underlying messages we have for all these cards. Let's just make sure I've got some space here for you. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands. Thank you, Spirit. Ace of Wands, please. Thank you. Wow. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So things are starting. So, you know, I talked about throwing the spanner in the works card, okay? They're being a little funny here. I'm going to do both the negative, kind of, it's in your headspace, all right? Any fears that you have, remember this, any fears that you have, then that is, this wand is sticking into this Wheel of Fortune. It's being like the spanner in the works card, okay? So don't allow, remember, your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. So any thoughts you're having, you're manifesting either consciously or unconsciously. So always allow them to be as positive as possible, and understanding this is all happening for a reason, and to go with the flow. So this is this Wheel of Fortune. But it's also showing me that you're starting to see things happening, working, flowing, going in your favor. That's what the wheel means. And again, it's completely divinely guided. The lotus flowers here represent this growth, this transformation that you've gone through, that you're going through. You know, lotus flowers grow up out of dark, murky waters, and out of something so dark, something so beautiful comes out. So that's just lovely. Okay, let's see what's in more in your heart space. This is the Five of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Yes, you've got the Moon card. So this is whatever happened. This is your fear base, my darling. Okay, so this Five of Swords, you know, this is your. I'm being told, is this going to happen again? Is this going to happen again? If they come back into my life, is this going to happen again? And this is the Moon card again. This is your fear space. All I can tell you is with this, it's the black and white. It's the yin and the yang. It's about balance in this card. Okay. Again, your soul, your knowing will guide you. Your soul is your best friend, like these beautiful Egyptian dogs here. Okay. Your soul will always point you in the right direction. It's about listening, and one of the first ways to listen to your soul, to your higher self, is to listen to your feelings. Listen to how you feel about something. Listen to your knowing, okay? Be guided by that pull. And if you're feeling relief about a decision, then it's the right decision. If you're feeling fear about it, you know, step back and observe it and think why. So there's something you're fearful about, and maybe it's because you're worried that something might happen again as it's happened in the past. But your soulmate's going through a transformation themselves. I'm going to look at the Four of Swords now. This is in your soulmate's headspace. Thank you. So, wow, Ace of Cups, and you have the Ace of Wands. So this is in their headspace for you, okay? They've got this Ace of Cups. And beetles are always representative of community and being close to the ground, and they're representative of that sort of transformation as well. They're going through this growth. And you know, the Ace of Cups, they're learning, your soulmate, this is in their headspace for you. They see you, they want this new beginning with you, but I really feel with the Four of Swords here and this cup that they're holding, you know, they're wearing this blue, they want to speak their truth, they want a new fresh start with you, not something based on the old, not something that was fear-based before, was based on lack of self-love and self-worth. You know, the Ace of Cups also represents self-love. So they're going through that transformation themselves. Okay, so let's see. This is in the heart space for you. This is the Page of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. Heart space. Thank you very much. Judgment. Okay, the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is extraordinary. It's about a symbolic ending, but a potential rebirth. It's about a kind of transformation. It's about a second chance at something. So again, it's just confirmation. They would like a second chance. I think it's been a while because you've got the mummy encased here. So I think, you know, that's almost like that kind of death of the mummy and the rebirth. They want something to come up out of what you thought was long and gone. But it's very, as I said, it's all about divine timing, divine law, divinely guided, divinely protected. And if something is happening now, or it's with this Ace of Wands and this Ace of Cups, then remember everything happens for you, not to you. And with this Death card, you know, you have this extraordinary connection with your soulmate, but it's about you doing that flip in your mind, about understanding that these things happen for us, not to us. And I really believe your soulmate is shifting and changing just like you are. And whatever they're coming in to offer you, it's part of this whole divine law, divine timing. And it is with the right, as I said, with the Eight of Wands, it's with that real understanding of love, soul love. So that's just gorgeous. It's interesting, again, you've got this sort of black and white here and the black and white here. It's the yin and the yang. It's about both of you coming into balance. It's about both of you, thank you, Spirit. It's about both of you coming to that understanding that you want for the other what they want for themselves, and vice versa. That's the freedom in a beautiful relationship that's balanced. You know, all relationships are for the evolution of our soul. And it's about standing back and observing when things trigger us to understand why that's happening. So I'm now going to look at, and I just had the Hermit come out while I was talking. So that's about both of you going within and understanding that lessons come from within yourself rather than looking without. So now I'm going to do the Eight of Pentacles. This Eight of Pentacles, sorry that they're working hard on themselves, as are you. The Eight of Wands, which is this is their intentions towards you. Eight of Wands, thank you, Spirit. Eight of Wands, thank you, Spirit. Eight of Wands, you've got double Eight of Wands here. This is beautiful, okay? And do you see they have this one wand? One wand they know. They know what they want. Okay, the Seven of Wands can be about sort of being defensive or being determined. You know, that's the Seven of Wands card. So they're determined. They know what they want. They want to communicate it. They're doing it vulnerably. You know, they're not wearing a lot on this card. They're being quite vulnerable. And look, this is your near future. You've got that wand. That's your knowing, your understanding, your passion, your desire, and they know it too. So that's just, you know, you're looking very happy and very pleased in this near future card. So maybe also that's the one they're bringing to you. Okay, now we are going to look at, I got 2 cards for the throwing the spanner in the works card. Thank you. And we've got the Ace of Swords. So this is, as I said, you know, the King of Swords is about that clarity, that understanding. It's also about thinking about things a little too logically. And there was also the Moon card about the fears. So it's about that receiving those, the King of Swords, rather than sitting and thinking too much. But this is for both of you as well, because you've both had the Moon, all right? Rather than sitting in that fear space, it's the universe saying to me, yes, this is what I was saying to you was spot on, but it was also, it's about that sword becoming clarity, becoming truth, becoming speaking the truth. That aha moment about I know, it's the knowing, okay? The Ace of Swords is the knowing card. It's represented here by the bird, the winged messenger, the eagle, the falcon who flies high, you know, is close to heaven. It's that message about, I keep talking to you about knowing. If you're having doubts about what this is and why this is happening, but you know how you feel, trust your feelings, trust in your knowing, okay? And if you are further ahead on this journey than your soulmate, then you are that guiding light. It's not about waiting for them, it's about moving ahead with your journey and transformation, but it's about holding the space for them to move into. Let them do it at their own time. Okay, so now we're going to look at this lovely 2 of Cups, which is your pull your socks up card from Spirit, which is that reminder about your knowing and your connection with your soulmate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you've got the 10 of Pentacles. So that's just fantastic. So whatever connection this is, okay, it is for your greatest good. That's what the 10 of Pentacles is about, that amazing abundance card. It is for your greatest good. It's giving you also now gifts. At this moment in time, thank you, Spirit, it's giving you gifts of learning. But it's also giving you gifts of understanding about unconditional love. It's giving you gifts of letting go of things. It's giving you gifts of understanding your spiritual awareness, your connection, your receiving thoughts. You understand what I mean? It's giving you so much now on this journey, but it's bringing in this as well, this 3D world of the 10 of Pentacles, which is just beautiful to see. So that Spirit say, and thank you, Spirit, it's also a reminder to you about the words I am, the 2 most powerful words you can use. Whatever you put after I am sets your reality. So if you're in that I am grateful, I am happy, I am blessed, I am, you know, the universe responds the same, will always give you more of that. The universe always says yes. That's the yes card, always says yes. So it's about doing it from a space of manifesting what you do want in your life, not doing it from a space of unknowingly manifesting what you don't want in your life. And it's a reminder from Spirit about there are so many amazing things to be grateful for all the time, every day. So that's just fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to look at your near future, which we've got the Death card and the Queen of Wands. So let's have a look. Thank you for Leo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Death card and the Queen of Wands. Thank you, clarifies. Okay, so being very funny today, you're all my guides together. You've got 2 Queen of Wands, all right? So just confirmation again about your Queen of Wands. And again, these lotus flowers, you know, this is about your growth through this dark night of soul, through this journey, everything you're learning and growing from. And this is you as the Queen of Wands. This is your near future coming in. And the Death card is clarified by the Hermit. So this is your, nothing can stop this journey within. The Hermit is, you know, about going within for those answers. It's about spending time alone. It's about learning to enjoy your own company. It's about listening to yourself, listening to your knowing, trusting your knowing, not listening to other people around you. Only you live 1 second of your life. Only you really know. Looking at the feelings behind the feelings behind the feelings when you think or feel about something. And it's an incredible growth card. And I am so happy to see that here to clarify the Death card. Because only amazing good comes out of the Hermit card. Not a lot of people can go into that Hermit mode and really onion peel, as I call it. It causes you to cry, but it's incredibly rewarding as well, however painful it is. And I'm delighted to see that here. This is leading to this double Queen of Wands, you absolutely shining with joy and happiness and passion. And your soulmate, bless them, and at the bottom of the deck we've got the Four of Wands. So I think you're in a twin soul relationship. They are they are the most transformative, very difficult, also the most rewarding. And this is a reminder from Spirit about your connection with your soulmate. And these journeys are about the twins learning self-love, okay? And, you know, normally the feminine who is the one that moves forward first with understanding and starts to shift and change first, and then the masculine sometimes takes a little bit longer to catch up. But this is very beautiful reading, and you know, I do see with this Judgment card and this Page of Cups, they are looking to reach out to you and to reconcile, and the wheel is turning in your favour, so that's really lovely. Okay, so let me do some messages for you. I've got my love messages cards. Let me do some messages for you first. So messages from Leo, for Leo from their soulmate. Thank you. Okay, I've got two cards here for you. I've got, when I first met you, I honestly didn't know you were going to be this important for me. Okay, and I've got, ever since I met you, nobody else is worth thinking about. And also, please stay in my life. I don't want you to go. So they're in a space at the moment, and just allow them this journey and understand that they are going through a transformation as you are, and you've been sent to each other to trigger that. So have patience and kindness and compassion for them, but also for yourself on this journey too. Don't be too hard on yourself. I'm also going to pull you my Angels and Ancestors deck here. Let's see what messages we have for Leo for this reading. Thank you, guides. Oh, that's so beautiful. I've got two cards for you, and I'm not surprised to see this. Actually three. I mean, absolutely stunning. Okay, this is what you've got, my darling. You've got Guardian Angel. You are not alone. Okay, you know that feathers represent the guidance around you. And I want you also to take comfort. Okay, this is with this King of Swords here as well. He was covered in the feathers too. He's also your soulmate, him or her. They're being guided as well. And whenever I say he, I mean he or she. It's because I see he's in cards or she's in cards. So it's a reminder for you, you're not alone, okay? You've also got the eagle, which is just fantastic because we've got the same here. See from a higher perspective. Okay, so remember, stand back, observe, look at things from a higher perspective and why they're happening. Listen to your feelings. Don't get into that hamster wheel of fear thoughts about things. And do you remember I talked about you being the one as the feminine who moves forward first? Be the light, be that guiding light for your soulmate. Forgive, learn, let go of things, move forward with your life, and be that guiding light for them, because they are drawn to you just like the moon, the pull of the water to the moon. Okay, so that was really lovely. And lastly, I'm going to pull you my Keepers of the Light, which again, absolutely beautiful golden cards for my golden orbs of wisdom. And oh my goodness, how beautiful is this? Okay, so you've got awakening presence. So this is your transformation that you're going through. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Okay, so try and release these fears. Try and go with the flow. Try and understand that all of this is happening for you, not to you, and you are being completely guided and protected. And there will be a day when you look back and have gratitude for this journey that you've been on. But it's beautiful. And I'm going to pull you, because these two cards have also been here. Humanity and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. And you've got Dharma unfolding, which is remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. And there's your 10 of Pentacles and your Queen of Wands. It's all going to be just beautiful, my darling. Just trust. Okay, so I hope that helped somebody or some people. And if it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments section, or like, subscribe and share. I'm going to be going back to doing the weeklies from this weekend, so I'll either see you next weekend, or if not, if you don't catch up, have a very lovely August, and I'll be back at the end of August to do your September readings. Take care, my darlings. Bye-bye.